Now up on mat number 3, defending state champ Steve Sandifer. Wrestling Trace Hall from South Bend Riley. He's the number 4 rated wrestler in the state, I believe. And he was also the 4th. Well, he's the 4th seeded wrestler here at Al Smith Invitational.
He's actually Hall's,
8th, I believe.
Trace Hall was actually the 8th rated wrestler
in the state, yeah. They wrestled to 11-3 match down at Plymouth. A match in which Trace Hall looked like he turned his ankle. He's got it taped now. His left ankle is taped. It looks like he's moving pretty well, though. That was about 3 weeks ago. Very careful not to tie up with Sandifer. Sandifer probably wants to try to control the tie-ups here. And Trace Hall wants to hit from out, demonstrate his speed, quickness. Sandifer more of a get a hold of him and slow him down and get after him.
Well, Trace Hall can be explosive if he gets in the right situation, and I'm sure that's what he and his coach have discussed about not, like you said, Coach, not getting those tie-ups where Sandifer's dominant, and get maybe Sandifer reaching a little bit, and then use it explosive enough to get a shot in on him.
Yeah, he shoots him out of bounds there. With 1:17 in the first period, we have a 0-0 match. Sandifer hustles back to the middle, hits a low shot, gets a caution by referee Andy Wood.
A rolling start there on Sandifer's part. Andy Wood on the spot stops it.
Good officiating. Sandifer really pressing the issue right there on the feet.
Yeah, the one thing that Hall's going to look out for here is being called for stalling.
Yeah, he's really
backing out.
Always moving forward. Always moving forward.
He gets a little lateral movement going, he'll be all right. There's a little good lateral movement there on Hall's part. And he keeps some of that action going, setting up a shot for himself.
Sandifer attempts a high crouch duck.
That's where Sandifer wants to be, right there. That's exactly what he wants.
There's a wrist tie.
Get some head and arm snap action in there. That was a nice little elbow pass there by Hall.
Hall looks...
Didn't make it work.
Yeah. 33 seconds.
Matt Goodwin from Lawrence North defeats Spencer Stockwell from Chestnut, 145-pound weight class to advance to the finals.
You get a score there, Coach?
We just have
gets another wrestler through. 15 seconds in the first period. Boot scoot by Steve Sandifer doesn't convert. There's a shot by Sandifer and countered nicely by
good sportsmanship there, Coach, out of bounds. You can't see it on the screen, but I'll tell you what, Trace Hall did everything they could to keep Sandifer from hitting the mat hard out of bounds. A little sportsmanship there. You like to see that?
Yep. And that draws the first period to an end.
We still have a 2-1 match on mat 2.
A lot of blood time.
A lot of blood time over here.
0-0 match. Steve Sandifer wins the flip and decides to take the down position. Hall a little slow in getting down in the top position. Sandifer. Trace Hall hits a spiral. Sandifer trying to isolate her wrist. Does so. And gets his escape. 1-0 Steve Sandifer. We're in the neutral position in the second period with a 1-0 lead by Steve Sandifer with 1:45 left. Both young men engaged in a collar tie. Ankle pick by Sandifer. A throw by Hall, and he's got the legs in. Sandifer runs for the out of bounds. He could get a technical violation here, but it is stopped for potentially dangerous. Good thing Steve Sandifer
Bill Flatt's not happy about that. Bill Flatt's not happy about that call, but that's a judgment call on the official.
Sandifer could have went out of bounds. If he would have went out of bounds, it would have been a technical violation, I guarantee it.
But he did not go out of bounds, and anytime an opponent's on top of another person, it's always a potentially dangerous situation when you have his feet completely off the mat.
And officials are urged to stop that immediately at the high school level. Now, college didn't let him go.
So that was the right call. I know Bill Flatt would like to have seen some points scored out of there, but then the official is consulting the side official. And
neutral position. There was no takedown. We still have a 1-0 lead by Sanford in the second period with 1:30 left. That was a nice flurry of action. Hall did a nice little throw by. Sanford kind of left his high hand on the neck and allowed him to do that rather than taking both hands.
Still up 2-1 starting the third.
Martin's ahead 2-1 from New Prairie at 1:52. Jordan Martin is ahead 2-1 with 1:57 left in the third period. You're watching Trace Hall of Riley and Steve Sandifer of Mishawaka in the second period. 50 seconds left. Hall hits a outside double, tries to duck. Pretty nice flurry of action. Sandifer was on the defense there.
Coach,
Squaring up nice.
we do have a 2-2 match over here on mat 2 now with Martin and Kern. Kern got the escape. It's 2-2, a minute 40 to go in the third period. They're both on their feet.
.35 seconds left in the second period. We still have a 2-1 or a 1-0 match by Steve Sandifer. They're both locked up in the collar ties. Now they kind of push each other off. Hall with a wrist tie. Sandifer with a collar tie. Sandifer does a good job of stalking, pressing, pushing, wrist tie, shoots from out, tries to sucker drag out of a front headlock by Hall, but does not score. It's out of bounds with 8 seconds left in the second period.
Kern just hit a duck under for 2 points on Martin to take a 4-2 lead. With a minute to go in the third period, Martin is about ready to get an escape here. Oh, they're going to go out of bounds. They're not. They did give the one, so now it's 3-2 with 53 seconds to go. 4-3 with 52 seconds to go in the third period.
Over on this
both on their feet.
Mat 3, we're in the third period. It's 1-0. Steve Sandifer with a lead. Hall on a stand-up. Granby's out. Reverses Sandifer. It's 2-1. Hooks an ankle. But there's plenty of time left in this match. Sandifer taken out of bounds on a cross wrist. All right, we're past the 4-minute mark in this match with Steve Sandifer and Trace Hall. And one of these athletes is going to break, I got a feeling, with the intense pressure. Hall gives him the escape. It's a 2-2 match.
Well, I think Hall's a little better on his feet. That's probably where he wants to be.
Well, you know, conditioning is going to play a big factor here, I would think. Wrist tie by Hall. Sandifer has really hung on to that collar. They both hung on to the collar for probably too long. Yeah, they disengage. Sandifer stalks back in. Hall on a wrist tie. Sandifer's got his overhook. He may try a carry. He did. Hall did a nice job of controlling the off wrist and fronts him out. Sandifer forcing the carry. Sucker drags. Out of bounds. The toes were still dragging, but Andy Wood elected to call it out of bounds.
15 seconds to go in mat 2, Coach. 4-3 match. Kern still leading. Kern has a front headlock. Looks like he's going to try to stall this match out. The front headlock. No, Martin hits a...
To his back.
Gets a 2 takedown. 2 takedown to win it 5-4.
Sandifer with a duck. We got action going. Sandifer with a duck and no score. Hall with remarkable balance. Rolled through, came up on top and fronted out. And Andy Wood stops the match. Referee Andy Wood stops the match for headgear.
Well, they're looking for an escape on mat 2, Coach, after that quick takedown to try to tie this at 5-5. So there's a referee's discussion going on right now.
Well, we got 2 heated matches here, Coach, and we got 25 seconds in regulation. Sandifer with a counter shot. Hall. There's no points here. Hall trying to back hook the leg. Granby. Sandifer with the leg in. Makes it 2. And referee Andy Wood blows him out of bounds. Wow. This is a 2-2 match. In late November, they wrestled to 11-3. Sandifer wins. So there's been a big change. Front headlock. Steve Sandifer sucker drags out. We got 5. seconds left in the bout. 2-2 regulation. Trace Hall on a desperation single leg. Sandifer hustles back to the center.
Hall is a little sluggish right now,
Little
Coach.
sluggish, huh?
But I'll tell you what, Hall is deceptive. He can look that way, and all of a sudden he'll hit a quick cat-like shot on you.
I remember another athlete from South Bend in the 60s who used to do that. The old legendary coach Carl Evans from South Bend, Washington. Wrestled at Ball State. He'd come back just kind of loafing almost.
There it is.
Sandifer with a double overhook. Takes him to his back. Got double hooks in. Gets 2-point near fall. And the mansion sudden victory for a 4-2 victory for Steve Sandifer. I believe it was 6-2, Coach. He gave him a 2-point near fall.
2-point near fall.
So, very good match.
Well, let's
Steve
pan back
Sandifer.